Hello everyone, Semi-Dad back here again on our American Truck Simulator series, the Debt-Free Explorer, where we try to explore the map to 100% completion whilst building a profitable trucking empire whilst accumulating no debt whatsoever. We are back with a delivery from Raton in New Mexico up to Rock Springs in Wyoming. We've got our lift truck chassis, it's weighing in at 94,000 pounds. And we're rolling in a Kenworth T680 today with 600 horsepower. So hopefully not too long of a job. It's about 550 miles or so. Hopefully the Kenworth is good enough to pull it. Just going to pop the sat nav on here just so I can see how I'm getting out, which way. So we're going out that way. Okay, so start her up. Give it a little rev up. So I am going to go on outside camera mode just for the get out, because as you can see we're quite long, so I think we're going to have to come out a little bit and then come back on ourselves. Hopefully that's given us enough in the way of clearance.
Turn right.
Says she is long. Alright, now we're through that. Let's get back inside. Do we turn this off?
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
So she's an 18 speed today, 600 horsepower pushing out, so I think we're probably okay. This is a long load.
Get ready to turn right.
So yeah, welcome back. This is episode 8, I think. 8. We're ticking along nicely towards our goal. I don't remember for the life of me if we did any jobs in between. It's been a busy week since I last recorded. Just busy with family stuff, busy with the SD logistics stuff. So yeah, my memory has taken a nosedive this week. But we'll have a look at the logbook at the end, see what we've done. And that's if I can remember. I can remember what we did last time to know if we've done any extra since then. But what I do know is we are sitting on around $9,000, which is pretty good. I need to get my backside in gear, get some more jobs done in between recording, because like I've talked about a couple of times, I really want to get to the point where we can get our own truck. Yeah, once we get our own truck, the series is gonna just take a boom. It's gonna really explode, I think, and really just come alive. So I am really excited to get to that point, because I think you guys will love it. And I think it will really bring something else to the series, so I do need to get my backside in gear to get that sorted. So I do have some time off my day job this week coming up, so I'm hoping to get some jobs done in between other family stuff. Because then if I can, like I said, if I can get some jobs tucked away in between, then I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks we can get to the point we've got enough cash to buy a truck. And on the buying truck front, I do have a couple of leads on some trucks that might be in our price range. So we are going to have to take a trip when it comes to it to see some people about that. So I'm just wondering if we're going to get pulled into this way station. I think there's one coming up. Nope, I think we're good to go. It's flashing green, and that means good to go. So I hope everyone is really well. Hope you've been managing to get some game time in on whatever you're playing. As I think it's coming into game release season now. I tend to think that a lot of big name games get released at the end of the year. So if you've got something that you've got your eye on, I hope you manage to get some time in playing that. Me personally, I am content with Truck Simulator and Farm Sim at the moment, so I don't have anything in mind to get into next.
Keep left.
On the SD Logistics front, don't forget tonight at 7 PM the SD Logistics news show will be out, ready for you to watch, and that'll be a rundown of the week, the last week on SD Logistics, what's been going on. Rundown of the drivers, rundown of the jobs, how we're looking, and any updates. There are a couple of exciting updates in that, so do check that out. That'll be going live on my channel at 7 PM UK time today. So I hope you will enjoy that. And again, like I said last week, that is a new format, so if you've got any feedback about that, do not be afraid to give it, because like I said, I want to make content that's great for you to go watch, enjoyable for me to make, which I really enjoyed making the first episode. They got really great feedback, and it would be amazing if you guys had any thoughts, good or bad. All I ask is make them constructive. If it's rubbish or you think it's rubbish, tell me why. Don't just say, it's rubbish, I hated it, and then leave it at that. Just, you know, I'm a reasonable guy. I take feedback on board, so do let me know what you think and be honest about it if you can. You may have noticed that I've been chucking out some extra cheeky episodes in the middle of the week on a Thursday, and they seem to be coming out at sporadic sort of times as well. I am in the process of trying to get into a habit of releasing 2 episodes of this a week, on the grounds that it is much easier for me to record this than it is for Farm Sim. So for me to get an extra episode out a week is doable. But with the Thursday episode, I am sort of playing around with my release times on that one to try and find the best sort of viewing figures, because obviously it's an American themed game, obviously being American Truck Simulator, so it's obviously going to appeal to the American market. I'm UK based. Now there are many other better American Truck Simulator people out there than me, but if you there's going to be more interest from the American folk than there is British folk generally on ATS. So I want to try and strike that balance of it being easily accessible for my friends in the UK, as well as watchable for my friends in the States as well, and getting that good viewing figures. So I think I'm pretty much nailing in a time for the Thursday episode. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, this job, I think it was 559 miles. I think it was drive time's about 9 hours in game, which means we should be good for a stop. We shouldn't need to stop. I'm trying to watch the fuel economy, because I think we may need to stop to get some fuel at some point. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Can't actually see where the fuel gauge is. We've got about 3/4 of a tank, so we may be okay. But we'll keep an eye on that. And obviously, on the fuel economy side of things, that leads me on to the bit where we do get a truck. So obviously using the GDC economy mod, and in the PDF booklet that comes with that, there's a very comprehensive guide of how to work out your truck running costs. So we're going to be doing a whole episode on that coming up just as soon as we've got ourselves a truck. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I am working on a episode, just a sporadic episode, where I run through all the mods and everything that I use on the series, so that you guys can see them, see what I'm using, see the load orders. I mentioned it a few videos back, and there was a bit of interest in that, so I will be looking at doing that video at some point over the next week or so. Hoping to try and record it in this coming week while I'm off my day job. But we will see about that. And then I'm also planning on recording a couple of videos more useful to the people that drive in the VTC. Just sort of a little tutorial with Trucks Book on how to accept jobs and things like that. Just think that might be quite handy for new recruits. So that will be coming up at some point as well. And then I will be looking to revive the Buckland Farm series as well over the next few weeks. There's some ideas I've got with that of how to revive it. I am still working out the kinks with that, but it will be back in some form or other with the same set of challenge. We'll be hitting the ground right from where we left off on the last episode, which was logging. We cut down all the trees, and we needed to pick those up, so that's where we'll pick up on the next episode. But that will be coming back over the next couple of weeks. I just need to, like I said, work out the kinks with that. And then the other thing, there's a bit of a cheeky ask. I am closing in on 100 subscribers. I think at the time of recording, I think I was on 94 subscribers. It would be absolutely amazing if you're not already subscribed, if you could consider subscribing. Just help push me along to that 100 mark. Just, you know, the 94 that are already subscribed and everyone that watches my videos genuinely means the world to me. I make the videos because I enjoy the games that I play. I'm a lifelong student. I like to learn new things, and yeah, learning how to video edit, that kind of thing, and put together a reasonable episode that people want to watch is what it's all about for me. So the fact that so many of you come in every week, every episode to watch, you leave comments, you like it and everything like that, it does genuinely, truly mean the world to me. But if you aren't already subscribed, I would be greatly appreciative if you could consider subscribing, just to help push me past that 100 mark. And for anyone that wants to know, nothing happens at 100. I don't get like some kind of fanfare or anything like that. It's just, you know, being this close to 100. 100 is a lot of people. You know, in the context of some channels it's not, but to me, the way I look at it, I think 100 people, if 100 people or 94 people were all standing in a room to watch me, that's a lot of people. And yeah, I do genuinely appreciate every single one of you that's taken the time to subscribe, watch a video, like a video, comment on a video. It all genuinely means the world. I get the impression we're going to be finishing this job in the night, in the middle of the night, because it's starting to draw in. The night is starting to draw in. And again, I do still think that's down to that double sleep that I did that time, because I'm an idiot. if I get a job that is long enough left on the timer that I can afford to do a double sleep again, I will, because then that should push us back into the majority of our jobs being daytime. Yeah, on the VTC front, I don't want to give much away because obviously we'll be covering it off in the SD News show tonight. I am exceptionally happy with the way that is going. I have got some new drivers this week, some extra drivers, so we're up to, well, you can check that out in the show. We're up to 8 drivers, and the stats are looking really good on that front. So, yeah, do come along and check it out. If you're interested in driving for SD Logistics VTC, the most relaxed VTC around, then do check the description. There's a link in there to our Trucksbook profile so you can see our stats. Are you going to pull out, or? I hope not. Nope, stay. Good, thank you. Yeah, if you yeah, want to see what we've been up to, check our Trucksbook profile. If you want to join, click on the Discord link, join, agree to the rules of the Discord, pick your roles, pick the driver role, and there'll be a channel in there that tells you exactly how to subscribe, how to join the company. Like I said, we are aiming to be the most relaxed VTC around. There's no mileage expectations, no minimum jobs, no specific truck, no nothing like that. You join the club, join the team, run whatever contracts you've got. We do have a contract with Walmart or Wahlberg if you're not running the realistic names mod, and there's jobs around for that. But otherwise, if you don't want to take a company contract job, that's cool. You can take any job from the market, and that'll be recorded against the company. So yeah, it's a good time. Everyone that drives so far seems to be enjoying it. I am trying my best to keep it as entertaining and as relaxed as I can for everyone. With developing it, I do have a plan. I am putting together a roadmap for the VTC, and there'll be a channel in the Discord for that, so you can see where in my head I see it going. But just to give you some kind of insight, once we start getting more and more drivers, which is the hope, we'll be looking at promoting drivers up the ranks to sort of dispatchers and managers, that kind of thing, representatives, and we'll also be looking at subdivisions of the structure. So we'll be looking at coming up with some different divisions, like we might have a heavy haulage division, or like a dry general freight division, or a car transport division, you know, those kind of things. So bear that in mind if you do want to join. There are going to be opportunities to progress up the virtual ladder if you want them, as well as opportunities to haul specialist types of cargo if you want those as well. So yeah, come and check us out in the Discord and see what it's all about. See how you join, and we'd love to have you on board. Okay, so we are green light on that, so we're good to go. No need to stop on the weighbridge. That's going to be probably one of the first things that I make sure the new truck has got, whichever truck we decide upon, is a pre-pass device. So pre-pass, you can't probably see it right now. What I actually don't know is if there's a way of turning on the cab lights so that I can show you around the cab. But there's a little, in the middle of the windscreen there's a little blue box, and that's the pre-pass device. And that registers with the scale house, the DOT scale house, and that helps them decide if they need to pull you in for a check or not. If it flashes blue, not blue, the box is blue, idiot. If it flashes green, you're good to go, roll on through. Flashes red, you need to pull in and get checked. And I was chatting to Lynn and Red, I believe it was, and they said, because they drive around in the States. Red is he's got a Kenworth, and he does big rig. I don't know if that's what it's technically called, but he does big rig driving, so he drives his Kenworth, and I think he does automotive parts or something like that. And Lynn drives a box truck around delivering tires, and they were talking to me about the DOT way stations. He said essentially they said there's essentially 3 levels of checks when you pull into the way stations, and obviously they're 3 levels based on severity of how much checks they do against your load and your vehicle, check that it's safe. I think we can come back in. I can't tell you how happy I am to not be on the triple trailer this week. It seems like we had a really bad run of the triple trailers. What I was explaining is that with the whoa. Okay, good to roll through. I think you can stay in there, please, mate. Yeah, so with the what I was saying before is when you're on a contract job like this, where like I am, where I'm borrowing trucks, I can't see what the trailer is when I take the job. It only shows me the truck. So when we get our own truck, it'll be much easier to avoid the triple trailer jobs, because we'll be able to see in advance what the truck is. And even in some scenarios, even if there is a triple trailer, there is the opportunity to change that trailer out for a different type of trailer. But as you saw in the episode that came out Thursday, I unfortunately had to bail on the parking job because it was a triple trailer. Basically the gate was there, the park space was right by the fence, so you had to come in, and it was like a hard 90-degree turn, and I just didn't have enough room to sorry, just trying to pay attention. Yeah, I just didn't have enough room to swing it back around for another run up, which is what would have been the ideal, is to have another run up, but there was no room whatsoever to do it. Which actually does remind me, it does jog my memory, I did do one trip, I think, since that episode. I did one trip because it was a double trailer, and I didn't quite get it in the spot for... It was a similar park job where you'd come in through the gate and it was a hard 90-degree turn to get to the parking spot, and I didn't quite get it, so I backed up a little bit, but the front trailer caught on the back trailer, so I was in a bit of a bind there. I managed to sort it out through a bit of jimmying around and managed to unhook it, but I think with the three smaller trailers, that would have been an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I in hindsight now, although I feel shitty for bailing on the park job, I genuinely don't think that I would have been able to maneuver the trailer and the truck around that little yard to get it where I could get a clear run up on the park spot. I would have probably just back and forth for some, 10 or 20 minutes or whatever, and ended up not any better and still had to have bailed on the parking job, but wasted a load of time in the meantime. So in retrospect, I don't feel as bad about it now, but yeah, I like to do the parking jobs if I can. You know, I generally don't shy away from a parking job. I'll give it a good crack, and only in the worst case scenario will I then say, actually, I can't do it. She is struggling up this hill. Like I said, it is a heavy load. It's £94,000, which, no idea what that is in real money, in UK weight. All I know is really heavy. Come on. I think we're cresting the hill now. That was a really slow drive up. Should have probably put the four ways on, but in the moment I forgot the keybind for it. Get a bit of downhill action now, get us back up to speed. And my assumption is that the park job on this will probably be a drive-in as well because of how long it is. And I think it's in like 3 parts, the trailer. So my assumption is that it'll be in a drive-in spot as well. But we will see. We'll see when we get there. Like I said, I think we'll be good for a rest. I don't think we'll need to take a rest stop. I haven't checked how long it's till a rest stop, but with these contract jobs, it resets your clock at the beginning of each run. So with an empty sleep clock, we get about, I think it's about 11 hours game time off of that, and the job said it was 9 hours, so save any issues now. I think we should be pretty good for a rest stop. And I think we'll have a look on fuel. We're okay. So yeah, we're two and a half hours out, 154 miles. Still got about a third of a tank, and we are 5 hour 45 out of a rest stop, so plenty of time. We'll be all good. Probably need to adjust the sensitivity on my brake because I applied the brakes there a little bit just because I felt like we were running out of control on the hill, and yeah, it brought us right to a standstill. And I think just at the top right of our sat nav there, we will start to see the flagpole for the delivery.
Exit right.
So we are not far away at all.
Keep right and then turn right.
So we're going to take a right turn.
Turn right.
Come to a complete stop. We're slow to get going because we are hauling £90,000, £94,000 of weight. But yeah, just in the top right there, you can see our destination, which is Liebherr. Not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but that's how I pronounce it.
Go straight on. Keep right, and then turn right.
Oh, yeah, looks like we've got a
Turn right.
showroom of some nature here. And as we pull into our destination now, let's hope for an easy park job.
Finally, we are here.
I think we are going to be a pull forward job. That's nice and easy. Looking like I think we're a factory for Liebherr here, which are putting together their machinery. So let's pull in. And there we go. So neutral, handbrake on, and we'll drop the load. That takes us up nicely. So 559 miles covered, 11 hours and 13 minutes taken, 117.4 gallons of fuel consumed. We got a 588 payday for that, and we got 1,312 XP for that. So careening nicely to level 8. We're almost halfway. That was on the GDC economy mod. Another feature which I didn't realize until the other day was that it actually makes it harder to level up as well, because on my in-game profile, when I'm in the in-game menus, once I've loaded in, my level there is different to the profiles menu on the main menu, and that's to do with the GDC economy mod and the fact that it puts the experience required up slightly to again make that more challenging. So that was the job done. Let me have a look at the logbook. So the last job that we did was the empty pallets for Amazon down to UPS and Ketchum. Since that job, we did a load of tyres from Idaho Falls, Napa Car Parts, down to Vernal in Utah for Peterbilt. We got 428 miles. We did that. All good, no issues there, no fines. 9 hours 46. We got $474 for that and 887 XP, and then the lift truck chassis today. So all in all, doing pretty nice. We are $9,500 on our money, and on our world map we are 3.93% completed, explored rather. So we are starting to get a good amount of yellow on the map. Still an absolute ton to go, but we've got all of this side over here to go. Got all of down into Mexico as well, and we've got all the way up to Canada there, and all the way over to Alaska as well. So still loads and loads of roads to go. But like I said right back in the start of the series, this is going to be a long running series. I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to keep it going for as long as it takes. Fully expect this to run into the hundreds, if not thousands, of parts of episodes. So yeah, hope you guys strapped in for the long haul. But like I said, as soon as we get a truck, bang, the series is going to explode, and we're going to have a whole new element to deal with. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, hopefully 2 weeks time that should come to fruition. But for now, that is the job. I'll stop rambling. The job is done. The load is delivered. We need to go and have some kip. So till the next time, stay well, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.